Hi, welcome to the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy, and comment your thoughts and opinions on the stories. Let's get started. Am I the antagonist for refusing to use the credit card my dad gave me anymore? I, 22F, have a CC under my dad's name. It's my name, but owned by my dad, if that makes sense. I use it in emergencies, like medical bills and etc. I went to the doctor recently and got a $80 bill, but my current debit card was less, and I didn't have enough to afford for the rest of the month. So I used the CC my dad gave me. That was once in a few months. Since I used it, my dad found out and confronted me. I said I didn't have enough money to cover the rest of the month and my job would pay me by the end of it, so I can pay him back. He wasn't happy about my explanation, but he accepted it. Throughout 3 weeks, every time I get a parcel or a package that I ordered online, these things come slowly. He would say, "Is this your emergency?" Laughs, and hand it to me. I didn't find it funny, but because I was WFH I would take it and go back to work. It gets to the point where he wouldn't stop asking as it went from parcels and letters I received to literally any food I make for myself or anything I buy for myself. So I withdrew $80 as soon as I got paid and gave it to my dad. I said I'd rather handle my own medical bills. I put the $80 cash and credit card in front of him. He said I was being a BTCH and he was only joking. I said jokes are meant to be funny and he isn't much of a comedian. He took it and said he can't say anything to me anymore or I'll get offended. I don't care. I'll get my own credit. I think I'm the R for stopping this. My mom said she'll help me cover costs for my medical bills, but I said I'd rather pay for some of it. She said that he's like that, but I don't care about his stupid shitty attitude. I'm still angry about it. AITA Reddit, I give you timeline. Furniture was paid for with my debit card after saving up for 3 months with my own pay. I didn't use the CC for the furniture. I used my debit card with my own pay. I requested for it to be sent over the week I had the medical bill paid for by dad's CC, because I had my room set up already. To my dad, seeing the furniture be sent over now equals I could have afforded the medical bill in the first place. We talked about it already. I told him what happened with my finances. He didn't apologize. He just said noted and moved on. To the commenters who think I can just talk to him, this usually happens when we are not at each other's throats. Thanks for the comments and the validation and the weird ass comments from people who are on my dad's side. Must be nice being you. Alright, bye. Now for the top comments. NTA. These are the kind of parents that in the futures ask why you don't talk to them. I already can't talk to my dad about problems because he doesn't see them as like good enough for him to pay attention to, so I guess I'm already like halfway out of the door. NTA, your dad's a prick. Also, it was for a fucking medical reason, yet he was so salty about it that he had to carry on with his jokes. LMAO. He needs to get over himself. It's good you're choosing to not use that card at all. According to mom, he stressed about money and my medical bill was because of an infection. When he asked me why I'll handle my own medical bill, I said he'd rather have me suffer than pay for medicine. Lol. Shut him up real quick. NTA, your dad taught you that when you have an emergency you can't really count on your dad. That isn't what he thought he was teaching, but that was the message received. The fact that your mom's response was to step in and made excuses tells me that this is not new behavior. Am I the antagonist for expecting more money from my future in-laws? I'll keep this simple. My fiance's parents are contributing $3,000 to our wedding. They are not rich, but they make decent money. They're about to move someplace warm near the beach for retirement and also plan to purchase a 30-foot boat to take on the ocean. They are definitely not poor. We're trying to keep wedding expenses to a minimum. We are not lavish people, but average weddings cost $17k plus these days, which means that even if we try to go a bit cheaper, they're hardly paying 20%. I'm not saying anything to my future in-laws because that is inappropriate, but I told my fiance that I think their parents are cheap, giving us only $3,000 when they're about to buy property near the beach and get a new boat to boot. They said that in being entitled, I'm leaving it at that because it's not worth the fight and it's not my money to spend. Now for the top comments. AITA, have a wedding you can afford without asking others to foot the bill. No one but you and your fiancé are obligated to pay for your wedding. Be grateful for the 3k. Your in-laws are entitled to spend the money they earned on themselves. Exactly. The parents worked their whole life in order to have stuff they dreamed of. The boat sounds amazing, and if they wanna get it, good on them. It's their money. If you can't afford a wedding, don't have one. Plus, they are retiring in a bear market. Unless they have defined benefit pensions, their money is taking a hit right now. Mine is. AITA opus. If you don't have $17,000, then you shouldn't be spending it. AITA, you aren't entitled to anything. My wife and I got $2,000 collectively from all our parents and were thrilled. I think you're probably going to get eaten alive with this post. Am I the antagonist for telling my girlfriend to stop recording dinner because it's annoying? My girlfriend 33F and I 26 male have been together for about 2 months. I'll give a bit of backstory. My girlfriend is an absolute gym shark and has a pretty good fit as she works out really early in the morning every day. She also records these workouts and posts them on her social media. She has a whopping amount of followers for being a relatively normal person, meaning she's not a celebrity. About 130k followers to be exact. Most of her videos are usually thirsty guys talking about her body, but I bite my tongue because she's with me. She also records lots of videos with me and takes lots of pictures with me and posts them on her social media too. She loves making dancing videos with me too, which I fail horribly. Now back to the story. We went to a pretty nice restaurant and she started taking videos and pictures of me and the food. I didn't mind, but it was getting annoying, so I told her to put her phone up. She said no, and when our entrees got to the table, she started recording live. I told her quietly to turn it off as I didn't want to be eating in front of people live. She laughed thinking I was joking, and I said I was serious. She scoffed and said no. I put her phone with the camera facing down and told her that I didn't like being recorded while eating and told her it was annoying. She said she didn't care and told me it's her social media and she can do whatever she wants. I got frustrated and told her that it's annoying and that nobody cares what she's eating. She argued with me that it wasn't true and showed me how many views she had. I told her it was just a bunch of thirsty guys. She said it wasn't true and ignored me. She decided to just record herself eating and we went to dinner without talking and she was pretty upset. I think I took it too far, but she was being annoying. Am I the antagonist? Now for the top comments. NTA. Sure. It may be just her social media, but the relationship belongs to both of you. If she can't ever be present with you and is instead looking at everything as a potential viral video, that isn't fair to either of you or the health of the relationship. I'm not usually one for ultimatums, but this situation may just call for one. I think she is an attention sponge. She needs the affirmation of the guys who follow her, not the a-hole. NTA. I'd have paid the bill and left personally. I don't like being recorded eating, and it's pretty obvious that she views her fans as more important than you. NTA. It may be her social media, but you have every right to want to eat without constantly being filmed. She should be able to respect that. Wibta, if I didn't go to a wedding because it conflicts with the date of the bar exam. Before I ask my question, I want to put on the record that I'm on the autism spectrum. I know some here on Reddit like to use that label liberally on themselves or others, like calling others autists and the like. I was officially diagnosed when I was a kid and I have done therapy and treatment to help me. I do admit that I'm not always good at understanding feelings. I work hard to try and apologize if I offend or hurt anyone by being insensitive. Therapy helped me to understand that just because I don't think I was mean doesn't mean someone wasn't upset. I'm posting my question to get an answer from strangers who aren't involved in this problem precisely because I messed up sometimes. So here it is. Right now I'm in law school part-time. I will be done law school later this year. I'm going to school in DC, but I'm going to move to Virginia when my school is completed. I already have a job lined up there. The bar exam in Virginia is on Tuesday, February 21st and Wednesday, February 22nd. My sister emailed and verbally told people to save the date for the wedding for February 19th, 2023, which is a Sunday. It was explained to me that the reasoning for a Sunday instead of a Saturday is because the place they want the wedding to be at was all booked up on Saturdays for well over a year. However, they had a Sunday opening, and since President's Day is on the Monday and Mardi Gras is on the Tuesday, it was fine to have a Sunday wedding. Everyone besides me who they are inviting lives in Louisiana near them, and they are giving people 7 months of notice before the wedding date and 5 months of notice before the invitations are mailed out. The wedding is 2 days before the bar exam. In order for me to go, I would have to fly to Louisiana on Saturday and leave Monday morning to get back to Virginia for the exam the next day. If I miss the one in February, my next chance to write it is not until 5 months later in July. The firm that has offered me a job would hold it if I didn't pass the bar exam in February, so I could try again in July, but not if I just missed the exam as opposed to not passing it. I also need as much time as possible to study. My sister has already paid for the place she's having the wedding and sent out save the dates. I know she can't change it now, and I would never tell her she needs to. I'm aware that would be terrible for me to do. I have said I won't be able to go because of the bar exam conflict. My sister wants me to go and wants me to come, but with the exam being close, I don't feel I can. My sister was so upset when I replied that I'm unfortunately unable to make it. Her future husband and my parents want me to come also and delay taking the bar exam until July instead. But my brother told me I'm not selfish, and so did my cousin. Since I'm getting conflicting statements, I would like to ask for a neutral second opinion on whether or not I would be an asshole if I didn't go. Now for the top comments. NTA. Wedding invitations are not subpoenas, even from family. People have conflicts. It's not a secret to your family that you're sitting the bar exam in February. You can't miss those days of studying to attend a wedding, and you also can't risk getting sick or having flight issues or any other problems. Yes, it will suck for your sister, but this is something that happens. Good luck with your bar exam prep and the exam itself. Wedding invitations are not subpoenas, haha. Hopefully this is an easy question on your exam. Lawyer here. Her wedding is 2 days before the bar. You simply can't go. There's no way. You've arranged your life in Virginia after the bar and you need to spend every waking moment studying. Yes, you'll miss a special day. This has nothing to do with autism. I wouldn't have been able to do it. You're assessing the situation correctly. Yes, you can take bar in July, but that affects employment. Yes, this is an awkward dilemma, but you need to do you. Those 2 test days are your future. Good luck and not the a-hole. Lawyer here too. This 100%. 2 days before the bar, you won't be fun to be around, and you won't be present at the event, even if you're physically there. Am I the antagonist for telling my boyfriend's girl best friend that some of us grew up with loving parents? My boyfriend, 23, and I, 22, have been dating for 7 months now. He has a girl best friend. We'll call her R. And she hates me a lot. She always makes unnecessary comments about my upbringing. I had a great childhood and was incredibly privileged all my life, and I know that. My boyfriend and his girl best friend were not as fortunate as I was. I completely understand that we're from 2 completely different upbringings. I respect what they've gone through. R constantly brings up the fact that I grew up wealthy. She uses it as a jab against me, even though it's just a fact about my upbringing. Last Friday I met some of my boyfriend's other childhood friends. R was also present. We were having a good time at a restaurant. My birthday was June 8th, and I revealed a lady bag from my dad and decided to wear the handbag. Since we were going to a quite fancy restaurant, as I said, we were having a great time. Until R brought the fact that they were struggling when they were young. They all told their most difficult moments in that time. I just silently listened until R said something about me not knowing what it's like for normal people. I just responded by saying that I had a good childhood and couldn't relate to their experiences. She then said that it must be nice being a spoiled princess and having mommy and daddy taking care of everything. Must be nice to walk around with a $5,000 bag while others have nothing. My mouth was completely open. She was very bold to say that. I looked at my boyfriend, thinking he'd say something. He just looked away from me. That just pissed me off. So I told her that some of us had normal loving parents. Unlike you, not everyone grew up with drug addicted, crazy parents. She got very upset and walked away crying. My boyfriend glared at me. I ended leaving after that. My boyfriend messaged me this morning saying that I'm a massive bitch for saying something that was still so sensitive for her. That I was the disrespectful one for always rubbing my wealth in her face and that I should apologize. I didn't respond back. He's also at fault for letting her insult me for this long. He didn't defend me all those times she said out her pocket shit. When she disrespects me it's completely fine. But as soon as I get disrespectful, it's not funny anymore. I feel guilty I mentioned her parents. But she should also respect me and my parents. Impartially wrong for saying that about her parents. But I never shoved my wealth in her face. I had an expensive bag with me. That is not shoving my wealth in her face. I don't feel wrong for that at all. Am I the antagonist? Now for the top comments. I think 7 months was enough time to waste on this guy. You're not compatible, and he'll never have your back. Time to move and end this headache. Agreed. NTA, but I don't think your relationship has a chance if your BF is willing to let people treat you like that just because you had a different upbringing. You didn't have a choice in how you were raised any more than they did in how their childhood went. I agree with the relationship being doomed for many reasons. R isn't going anywhere, and Op's boyfriend has made it clear through his inaction that he sees nothing wrong with how R treats Opus. What Op said can't be taken back, and even if I think R was asking for it, I don't foresee either R or Op's boyfriend forgiving Opus. Fair or not, I don't see it happening. And circling back, R isn't going anywhere. The relationship is doomed. It's just a matter of who calls it and when. Am I the antagonist for telling my old bully's wife about how he bullied me at a high school reunion? So my 5-year high school reunion was Saturday. I didn't want to go as I hated high school and didn't really have any friends. But my girlfriend insisted that we go. So when I say hated high school, I hated it. I had only about one friend and was bullied pretty badly. I got bullied pretty much by everyone, but by this one guy in particular. I was an awkward nerd loner, so I was an easy target to get made fun of. I was also not very masculine and a late bloomer, so that got me some flack. I also socially isolated at a small school, so it was just not great. This bully made me fear waking up because I knew I'd have to cross his path. He made my life a living hell. So I begrudgingly went expecting not many people to go. But to my surprise about a third of our graduating class was there, including my bully. So I went around talking to people and surprise, no one knew who I was. Well, except one person, the bully. So I tried to avoid him before crossing paths and making small talk. He said he remembered everything and said it was wrong of him and we were just kids. I didn't really accept his apology. But I continued talking with him toward the awkwardness that was me going around and meeting people I had classes with for 4 years. So about 3 minutes into our conversation, a woman who I don't recognize comes up to him. He says it's his wife and introduces us. She asks if we were close, and I honestly tell her our relationship. I say he bullied me every day for the 4 years we were in high school, and he made me want to drop out. An awkward silence fell over as his wife was trying to wrap her head around what I was saying before he shoved her away. After that we left as I wasn't having a great time. My girlfriend told me what I did was a huge dick move and unnecessary. She says that I didn't have to do it and only did it as some sort of vengeance. I said I was just being honest. Am I the antagonist? Now for the top comments. But my girlfriend insisted that we go. Why did your girlfriend insist you go? Because she didn't believe him when he said HS sucked? Because she knows best? Because HS was awesome for her? Because Op is still being bullied, just not by a classmate? Because girlfriend is a bully? 2. NTA. Your girlfriend shouldn't have pressured you to attend against your wishes in the first place. so she doesn't get to complain when you tell someone the truth about your high school experience. NTA, but you do realize your current bully is your girlfriend, right? NTA, it was the truth. Your GF should care more about you than appearances.